so I'm going to be talking. My name is Luke Jenkins. Day job is Wi-Fi engineer up at Weber State. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the network and how we kept you guys all happy, which I didn't hear any complaints. How was the network? Anybody? Good, good. All right. I think SAINTCON last year was pretty good. Cisco Live the last couple of years, yes. A few years further back than that, yeah, they're doing good these days though. I do my transitions. Oh, because that was on my last slide. Look at that. I am a pro. Okay. So gear, the APs up on the screen, they're up on everywhere, up on those poles, were Cisco 3702s with the Halo or hyperlocation module and antenna. The extra ring around the outside, it's 32 directional antennas that do angle of arrival. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. 5 Cisco 3650 Catalyst switches, nothing too special, just PoE plus for that 30 watts of goodness. PFSense gateway, we were going to use an ASA from Cisco, DSP pool size issue, so we just ended up going open source. Comcast Business was kind enough to donate a 1 gigabit per second circuit to the conference. And then, yes, thank you. Yay, Comcast Business. I don't know if they're still here, but thanks, guys. You are. And then these awesome $7 per mount mounts, which was previously the next slide, but these guys that we threw together. So the tools we used, Ekahau Site Survey to do a predictive design. We had the floor maps from the venue, drew simulated walls, and grew up the network that way. And that was more for determining which radios, which 2.4 gigahertz radios we left on. We had 40 of the APs, and we had about 9 or 10 that had 2.4 gigahertz radios turned on. So here in the ballroom, we have 3, one on 1, one on 6, one on 11. And it was similar throughout the venue because there are 22 non-overlapping channels we can use on 5 gigahertz, but there's only 3 non-overlapping channels on 2.4. Also used the NetScout AirCheck G2 and then Wi-Fi Explorer Pro that I'm actually going to show you real quick. Live demos, these always go great, right? And that is quite the A chart. But here you see a whole bunch of, let's sort by DSSID, the UVCC, Ballroom ABC, Lobby, and this right, they had on their 2.4 gigahertz radios all of the data rates turned on, which is never good. Right there. So they have 1, 2, 5, 5, 6, 9, 11, 12, 18. So I would be amiss as a Wi-Fi engineer if I didn't preach to you the gospel of turning off the low data rates. So anybody who is involved with networking at all, please go home, check and look. Make sure you've got your old classic V data rates turned off, unless you have some barcode scanner or insulin pump you gotta support. So, but UVCC network is great for your smaller non-tech shows. You can hear more about sewing machines. You just need some spare Wi-Fi, but bring in 700 security and IT professionals, each with a few devices, and expectations are a bit higher. So we brought in the gear. UVCC was kind enough to let us utilize their fiber and copper plants in their closets, which really made this all work. And we added a network on top of it. I'll picture the bracket there. And then here are the guys in action in case you're not sitting right under one, doing a little bit extra RF there. And these were based loosely on the design from Cisco Live, as Josh said. They've stepped up their game in the last 4 or 5 years. And the ideas from them, we had to modify it a bit to get the halos to the horizontal position they need to be in to function. But it's worked pretty good. And then the poles and that's just pipe and drape pipes from the venue. They were kind enough to let us use those. So the hyperlocation antennas give us awesome pictures like these. So you'll recognize on your right is second floor. Those are the 3 ballrooms this morning when I was taking some screenshots. You can see track 1 wasn't quite as happening as tracks 2 and 3. And then you can see up on the 4th floor, still action around out in the lobby there. And track 4 is going good, and lots of people in the hardware hacking village. So it was really useful for us to have these stats throughout the conference to be able to keep an eye on, that track's not doing quite so hot. Let's go see what it is and see what we can do to help them out. So this is what the week looked like. You can see we got about 850, 860 clients for peak yesterday right before lunch. And then we had some people have a good lunch and not come back. But the other was badges being built and people slowly getting onto the network. So in total, unique devices connected to the network throughout the week, 1,632 devices. So that's for 700 attendees. It's pretty good take rate. And 471 of them were Expressif chips, which is the brand of the module on the Badger NVNet. So thank you, Cisco, for lending us all the gear. We did quick napkin math, and it was over $200,000 of gear that they lent us, let us use as part of their sponsorship. So thank you, Cisco. Also included in that was technical expertise and software. So Comcast Business, which we just thanked, the conference committee for having some faith in letting me. This is my first time away from the day job doing conference network, leading it up. UVCC staff, as I said, they were awesome to work with. And then Jonathan, Tristan, Clint, Mark, John, Jake, Dan, Connor, folks who helped me out, and our volunteers who are going to be helping us tear down this afternoon. So thank you very much.